All this filament, an empty printer, let's print what you want. It's Filament Friday. This week's project was suggested by Lee Anthony Harmon. It's a headphone stand by Thingiverse user Lemon313. It looks kind of simple at first, but then I looked it over and there's some interesting features about this. One is it's extremely tall. I was wondering if it would fit within the Davinci. Another thing is the design itself was, I don't know, a little bit flawed in that the center post, if you zoom in here, you can see it overhangs against the post, the upright post, but not on the other side. And it's not really centered. So I wondered how this would slice. So this was a bit of a challenge. So I imported it into XYZware. As I suspected, this thing barely fit within the build area. The outer yellow line shows the limits, and we're still within the limits. This is the biggest print I've ever tried on my Davinci, so this was going to be a challenge. So I used the export and the advanced settings, and I set it at 15% density, and I only used a 0.4 layer height because otherwise this was going to take forever to print. I enabled supports to support that arm sticking out, and after the slicing, it still came in about 6.5 hours to print this. This design looked amazing. The support structure was huge. I don't think I've ever had anything with this much support structure. And when I looked back at it, I said it's almost like a little model of an office building. So I was kind of anxious to see how this turned out. But after looking it over, the slicing looked fine. So I sent it off to my Davinci to be printed. And here it is, the completed headphone stand. I just took it out of the printer and I noticed right away the top is shifted. It's actually shifted towards the back, both back and over. And even the knob here is shifted. So it printed really, really good. Very straight, very solid for 0.4. This really printed well. And the support is amazing. It's flexible. It's really cool. I almost don't want to break it away. So that came out really good, but right at this point it shifted. So I don't know if that's the limit of the bed or it was something in the file. So what I did was I printed it at 50%. And this is it. This is the 50%. Believe it or not, it looks like it's like 25%, but if you take it and put it where it was, it's 50%. It works out. And this has no shift whatsoever. This thing is straight, the end is flat, a miniature headphone stand. So it doesn't look like it's anything in the the G code, although I guess it's a different G code file between the two, but it really looks like a shift in the bed or the X and Y axis in making this, because it shifted both X and Y. So I thought, you know what, just to see if it's that printer related, I printed a second one. But there's a second one, and I printed a different color, and this came out pretty good. In fact, in some respects it's not quite as smooth as the black, but it's pretty good. But it's shifted very similar. Not as much in this way, and not as much that way, but it's still shifted in the same direction. They're both shifted this way. So, and the other thing, they shifted at about the same height. And I measured this one, and it was 6 3/4 inches is where the shift started. So it looks like it's the same here. So I guess that's just a limit based on this one design. Even though they advertise a 7.8 by 7.8 by 7.8 inch bed, it looks like it's really like 6 3/4. So anyway, let's break these away. I've got to break this away, but man, this is some cool support. There you go. It's a lot of plastic to just throw away. It's breaking away pretty easy. And on the bottom, it's breaking away not bad. And I can see the words coming through, so it didn't mess up the words. It's just hard to get at it. I'm not going to peel every bit off, but the words headphone stand clearly came through. So I got a little bit of string cleanup there, but there's a headphone stand. Clean this off the bottom. Now I think I got a pair of headphones over here somewhere. These are foldable ones that I keep in my bag, but here you go. So they hit a little bit on the bottom, so it's not much of a not much of a stand. But I can move these up. So it does hold a headphone. It does work. Not a lot of weight. So there you have it. I'll break some of these off later. I just like the way it looks. So there you have Filament Friday headphone stand. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe. That way I know you're watching. And if you've got an idea for a Filament Friday project, leave a link to the file in the comments below. I'll put it on the list. It's getting longer and longer, but sometimes something catches my eye and it kind of bumps up the list. So, see you next time.